Hey everybody, happy 4th of July. This is DJ Cody. Welcome to a very special episode of Necktie Optional. We're going to be playing you 2 hours of American protest music today. Because not that I particularly want to have a monologue to start off the show, but the 4th of July is always a very conflicting holiday for me. I have a Vietnam veteran in my house, and I was born and raised here in the Valley of the Heart's Delight, and lately it feels really weird, during the World Cup to be rooting for the United States when we're very, very clearly aware of all of the regional and world geopolitical things that are going on. 4th of July is always a very conflicting holiday. And if you feel the same way, these 2 hours, this show is for you. But I'm going to get off my soapbox because today's about music. I have a guest coming in a little bit. We're going to be talking about stuff. We've still got the pledge drive, everything going on here today. But let's get into the music. Happy 4th, everybody. Let's start some fireworks. This is Necktie Optional, Pirate Cat Radio. All right, we started off today's set with America, You're Freaking Me Out by the Menzingers. And I think that that's a sentiment that's pretty universal. Maybe, maybe not. But I think today, most of my shows are about vibes, how songs sound, right? And the lyrics, they matter, but they're not as important. Today's all about the lyrics. These are all songs with people venting frustrations about the American way and how things are, right? But protest is a form of patriotism, right? It's us recognizing the flaws in who we are and how we want to change them. But before I continue on that, of course I have my community obligations to tell you about. KPCR thanks Chromatic Coffee for supporting the Signal Society. Members receive 10% off coffee, drinks, and bags. Join today at kpcr.org/join. And also, this is your local station. No algorithms, no corporate playlists, just unique hand-built programming you won't find anywhere else. From ska and soul to climate news and queer culture, Pirate Cat Radio reflects the real Bay Area. Help us stay live and grow by calling 408-357-0330 or visiting kpcr.org/join. So, of course, I hope you're having a great 4th of July, whatever you're doing. I hope you're flipping burgers, roasting weenies, having a good day. Maybe you're by the pool. Maybe you're by the ocean. Maybe you are visiting friends. Maybe you're having a potluck. Maybe you're by yourself. Maybe you're watching all the TV about America's Greatest 250 coverage of all 50 states. But thank you for being here with me today, because we're going to sit here and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about independent media, why it's important to support us, because, we can't do it all on our own. We're all doing this for the love of the game. We're all doing this for free. It's coming out of our own pockets, and we need your guys' help to keep us alive as a station. So I'm not going to try and do too much stuff today, but here's the thing. I'm playing you music today that all has a purpose. I'm playing you music today on the 4th of July, on America's 250th anniversary of its founding, to really point out that we are flawed and we need help. And one of the big flaws we have is that the media is controlled, right? And this is one of the last bastions of independent thought, an independent outlet. We have no algorithms. We have no masters telling us what to play or what to do or what targets to hit or anything like that. We don't do that here. And hopefully you see the inherent value in that. You see the inherent value in having your community feed you their opinions without having to hit specific talking points, right? And playing great independent music you're not going to hear anywhere else. I'm going to break a couple rules of mine today, or I'm going to play you a couple songs you've heard today, but the thing is a lot of them you haven't. And the point is this is an outlet for us to talk about how we can, how we can build a community that we want, as opposed to the community we have. The mass surveillance community where you have flock cameras everywhere, registering our cars and our movements. The community where we're having ICE come in and take away the people that they deem that should not be here for whatever reason, and usually their reasons are not correct. Independent of your politics, they've been just grabbing people, right? People are trying to go to their immigration hearings, and they're grabbing them from their immigration hearings. How does that work? They're trying to go about it the right way. You have a problem with people in this country that aren't here legally. They're trying to go about it the right way, and then you're just taking them from the process? It makes no sense if you really think about it. If you actually use your brain. If you're not rooting for politics as sports teams, but you see it as the humans that we are. There's a reason Marvin Gaye's What's Going On instrumental is going on beneath me. We live in a society that truly is full of problems. And we here at Pirate Cat Radio are going to be a bastion of freedom. We are going to stand up for the things that are important in today's society. And it's not just music, but it's community. It's visibility for all of the communities that don't get representation. It's, it's working together to build the world that you want to see. So if that sounds good to you, please consider joining us. We're trying to get 200 new $20 a month sustaining members this pledge drive season. And what we're trying to do is keep radio weird. And I'll tell you more about it later, but for $20 you get a lot of stuff. And some of it are concert tickets, some amazing concert tickets that we have available. So if you want free music, I mean, I know the $20 a month isn't free, but you'll get to choose tickets as a thank you. And then you'll also get entered into our raffles and all kinds of stuff. There's more than that. More than just concert tickets, there's more than that. So anyways, I don't like being on a soapbox, especially today of all days. But thank you for being here with me. And let me get back to the music, because that's what you're here for. Thanks for hanging out. You're listening to Necktie Optional, a very special Necktie Optional. A 4th of July, 250 years of American independence Necktie Optional. Only on Parrot Cat Radio.
fresh-faced police. They won't even know what hit them when they lift their Roman shades and the people's sun comes pouring in on a brand new day. You who dammed the river, you who changed our mountain's name. First we want Denali back, then we're taking over Washington states. You give death as a consolation, you know only hate and rage. You paid a dowry for your child bride, now she's living like a slave. A prayer came down the wire, it was all in the enemy's code. You couldn't figure out what mercy meant, so you did like you were told. When they finally sent the doctors, was the fireball went out, there was nothing left but the cockroaches in a movie with no sound. What good are you? With your Cherokee trail and your Roosevelt room. What good are you? With your Seneca plague and your Arlington tomb. Go ask Hunter Thompson, go ask Hemingway's ghost. It all catches up with you once you get just a little too old. Take a hard look in the mirror, it's a thing that you cannot say. Your shadow's long, but the day is young, it just wasn't meant to be. There's no blankets for the winter, there's no oil in the lamp. And I'd like to write my congressman, but I can't afford this stamp. You want me to pay my taxes so you can propagate your lie? While those barefoot dudes down in New Orleans looking like they're gonna die. You who quit the legends, you who poisoned all of my dreams, you who pinned all of the medals on all the boys from Omaha Beach. Hope you haven't got too lazy, I know you like your apple pie, cause the working poor you've been pissing on are doing double shifts tonight. What good are you? With your Seneca plague and your Arlington too. What good are you? With your Cherokee trail and your Roosevelt room.
We flipped our finger to the King of England, stole our country from the Indians. With God on our side and guns in our hand, took it for our own. Built a nation dedicated to liberty, justice and equality. It doesn't look that way to you, it doesn't look that way to me. Sickest joke I know. Listen up man, I'll tell you who I am. Just another stupid American. country that I love, but it's a land of the slaves and the Ku Klux Klan. Haymarket riot and the Great Depression. Joe McCarthy, Vietnam, sickest joke I know. Listen up, man, I'll tell you who I am. Just another stupid American. You don't wanna listen, you don't wanna understand. So finish up your drink and go home. I'm proud and ashamed. Every 4th of July, you got to know the truth before you say that you got pride. Now the cops got tanks 'cause the kids got guns. Shrinks, poison pills on everyone. Cancer from the ocean, cancer from the sun. Straight to hell we go. Listen up, man, I'll tell you who I am. Just another stupid American. You don't wanna listen, you don't wanna understand. So finish up or drink and go home. Listen up, man, I'll tell you who I am. Just another stupid American. You don't wanna listen, you don't wanna understand. So finish up your drink and go home. Finish up your drink and go home.
Well, that's just me. Reader's Digest.
All right, you just got done listening to Merican by Descendents. Before that, we had Roosevelt Room by Connor Oberst, and we had A Change Is Gonna Come by Greta Van Fleet, covering the indomitable Sam Cooke, right? So here's the thing, my special guest Denise is here today. Hi, Denise. Do you want to say hi?
Hey, Cody. Happy to be here.
Glad you could join us here today on Necktie Optional. So, Denise is going to do our normal PSA things here shortly, but, you know, again, the 4th is about the complexity, right? The complexity of our history of 250 years, all of the wonderful things we've done. Also, a lot of the complex and complicated and maybe negative things we've done as a country. But, again, I'll step back off my soapbox. Denise, why don't you tell us what we got going on in the community here?
Hey, who sounds the alarm? When fire threatens the hills or floods rise fast, Pirate Cat Radio, KPCR 92.9 FM, and KMRT 101.9 FM stay on the air with the alerts you need. But running emergency broadcasts takes real resources. Federal fundings help stations like ours stay ready. Without it, critical alerts may not reach you in time. Support community safety on the air. Donate now at kpcr.org. The City Team Meal Program provides free hot meals for men, women, and children. Breakfast is weekdays at 7 a.m. and weekends at 8 a.m. Lunch is Saturday at 12 noon. Dinner is at 5 p.m. daily. Guests can receive meals at any of these times. City Team is located at 1174 Old Bayshore Highway, San Jose, California, 95112. Telephone 408-288-2153 or write info@cityteam.org.
Thank you, Denise. So, one of the reasons I wanted to read the City Team PSA right now is that I think it feeds into the big, complex conversation we're having about America and its 250 years. One of the best things that we do as Americans is take care of our brothers and our sisters, right? Like,
Absolutely.
we really try to take care of our communities.
Each other.
But I think you've seen a big distancing of that lately. I think especially in the last 15, 20 years, you're starting to see a lot more about me instead of we, right? Mm-hmm. And I think you're starting to see a lot of people treating politics as sports. My team is winning. Your team is losing, right?
Divisiveness in the country, yeah.
And it's a real... I consider it a real issue, and these are the complexities that we want to talk about today. So I want to highlight City Team for taking care of our brothers and sisters. It's a great organization. It's a great mission. And if you're ever down on your luck, or if you're just hungry, I mean, they're not going to turn anybody away.
Uh-huh.
You know, so it's a great service that we have over in North San Jose.
Yes.
So, Denise, so why don't you tell me a little bit about the organization that you're involved with? We've worked together. Denise has done some podcasts with Pirate Cat Radio. Her organization has done some podcasts. So why don't you tell us about your organization and what you guys do?
Thank you, Cody. Okay, so I am part of the nationwide organization is Indivisible. I'm sure that you and your listeners have actually heard of Indivisible. It was an organization that was started when Trump initially took the presidency. We were all shocked by that, right? Do you remember being so?
I do.
I was so shocked. I just couldn't believe it.
I took my mom to the polls, and we took a picture about voting for the first American woman president, and then a couple days later it was like, uh-oh, that didn't happen.
Kamala was my
well,
vote.
No, but that was Hillary.
Oh, that was Hillary. You're right. Thank you for that correction. But now you know who I voted for the second time, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, so Indivisible was started as a response to Trump's first presidency, and what we began to see with the eroding of the rights of individuals and the eroding of our democracy. And locally, 3 women, and my first podcast was on this, the 3 women who organized a group called Together We Will, Los Gatos. And this group subsequently, in like a few years, then became aligned with Indivisible. We were not initially.
Okay.
We now have over 350 members. Do you want me to go on and tell you a little bit more about it, or?
I think it's interesting. We will talk more about it, I think, as the show goes on. Thank you for the primer.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to say that we here, I think it's fitting that an organization that is working actively on trying to equalize our democracy and working towards, civic resistance in the face of what could be modern day tyranny is very fitting to talk about on 4th of July.
Could be, Cody?
Well...
I'm sorry. I'm a little more hard line than that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah, and we've got just as a reminder, we can go into this later. We have a whole lot of things that people can get involved in.
Right.
And all you have to do is just one thing. Mm-hmm. Like you and I today. This is my second thing. Yeah. I protested this morning.
Right.
But this is my one thing today, is to be with you.
No, and that's great. And here's the thing. And Denise, thank you. It's great to talk about it, and we'll talk about it some more. But, how many radio stations in the area platform people like Together We Will? How many people in the area are willing to play all these protest songs all day to really talk about the nuance and the specificity of the problems that we have here in our society?
How many radio stations are proactive about standing up for democracy and giving people who are minimalized a voice?
Exactly.
And that's what we're doing.
Right. So again, this is pledge drive season, and I don't want to, beat a dead horse or anything like that, but this is an opportunity to really stand up and really invest your money with your values. If you're a listener of Pirate Cat Radio, you understand that what we bring to you is independent, what we bring to you is cutting edge, what we bring to you is a little bit avant-garde and a little bit left of center. But what we're trying to do, again, is highlight all over society, the marginalized voices, the marginalized people, but also bring you unfiltered, unbiased content. And if you want to support that, we would love your support in helping keep radio weird. So again, we need 200 new Signal Society members at the $20 a month level, and I'll tell you more about it later, but you can go check it out at kpcr.org/join. If a sustaining membership is not for you, you can also go to kpcr.org/give to see what other gifts are available. So let's get back to the music. Thank you for that, Denise. And we will talk to you in a few more minutes. This is Necktie Optional on Pirate Cat Radio.
While digesting Reader's Digest in the back of the dirty bookstore, a plastic flag with gum on the back fell out on the floor. Well, I picked it up and I ran outside, slapped it on my window shield. And if I could see old Betsy Ross, I'd tell her how good I feel. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reasons get you into heaven anymore. Well, I went to the bank this morning and the cashier said to me, if you join the Christmas club, we'll give you 10 of them flags for free. Well, I didn't mess around a bit. I took him up on what he said, and I stuck them stickers all over my car and one on my wife's forehead. But your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. They're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason's for, and your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. Well, I got my window shields filled with flags I couldn't see, so I ran the car upside a curve right into a tree. By the time they got a doctor down, I was already dead, and I'll never understand why the man standing in the pearly gate said, but your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore. We're already overcrowded from your dirty little war. Now Jesus don't like killing, no matter what the reason's for, and your flag decal won't get you into heaven anymore.
When the president talks to God, are the conversations brief or long? Does he ask to rape our women's rights and send poor farm kids off to die? Does God suggest an oil hike when the president talks to God? When the president talks to God, are the consonants all hard or soft? Is he resolute all down the line? Is every issue black or white? Does what God say ever change his mind when the president talks to God? When the president talks to God, does he fake that drawl or merely nod? Agree which convicts should be killed, where prisons should be built and filled, which voter fraud must be concealed when the president talks to God? When the president talks to God, I wonder which one plays the better cop. We should find some jobs, the ghetto's broke. No, they're lazy, George, I say we don't. Just give them more liquor stores and dirty coke. That's what God recommends. When the president talks to God, do they drink near beer and go play golf while they pick which countries to invade, which Muslim souls still can be saved? I guess God just calls a spade when the president talks to God. When the president talks to God, does he ever think that maybe he's not? That voice is just inside his head when he kneels next to the presidential bed? Does he ever smell his own bullshit when the president talks to God? I doubt it. I doubt it.
Private equity is buying my dad's nursing home, cutting the wages of the woman on staff who's wiping my father's ass. She's from El Salvador, where we backed a coup and a civil war to keep them from doing land reform. And who do you think all that was for? Private equity bought the apartments down the block, keeping them empty around the clock to drive up the price of the housing stock. There was a venue here, the stickiest floor and the cheapest beer, but music ain't what it used to be, 'cause who can afford to play for free? Private equity, a pile of cash of enormous size, a bottomless hunger to monetize every second of our previously worthless little lives. Buying the schools and the TV shows, buying the news and the radio. And what do you think they want us to know? Well, there's no point in fighting it. It only hurts a little bit. Just step right in, you won't regret it. Final question, cash or credit?
Do you hear the sound of a bell? Did you wish your family well? Times ain't the same in the neighborhood. Got the parents all going through hell, 'cause the guns keep flying off the shelf. Do you see the man on the street just fighting for a meal to eat? You can write him off as a lunatic, but it could have been you or me if we didn't ever find our feet. Love me now, hold me down, and the government staying on every foot, and they try to keep us all down. No, they're never gonna keep us all down. Do you see the birds in the cage on the highway working like slaves? It's a con, it's a ruse, it's a gaslight. Ain't it funny how far we came for them to go and change the name? Do you see the man on the screen? Just a puppet, but you never see the strings. Calling it a war, not a genocide. Telling us it isn't what it seems. Man, that's a different kind of greed. Love me now, hold me down, and the government staying on every foot, and they try to keep us all down. Love me now, hold me down, and the government staying on every foot, and they try to keep us all down. No, they're never gonna keep us all down. No, they're never gonna keep us all down. I can't tell you what's worse, the message was terse.
This might sound familiar to you. But we're not going to play you any Stones today, at least not directly. I'll talk over the Stones a little bit, but we're not going to play you the song by the Stones. So, what you just got done listening to was Heavy Foot by Rovia. Before that, we had Private Equity by Carsie, Blanton, and The Burning Hell. Before that, we had When the President Talks to God by Bright Eyes. And we started off that set with the old classic Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore by John Prine. So, I'm not necessarily playing you all new songs. I'm not necessarily playing you all songs that would be on my show. But I'm trying to play you protest songs from across the ages. And we've got a couple of other oldies that we're going to throw in here as well. Denise requested a few from her cohort.
Sure did.
And, we've also got, just all kinds of different protest songs. As I told you, we had the cover of A Change Is Gonna Come in that second block. But I want to talk to you quickly about the Signal Society. We've been talking about concert tickets and concerts, and that's one of the things that you can get as a sustaining member at the $20 a month level. When you join, you get to choose a pair of tickets to any show that we have on the concert calendar. You get it for free. It's not a raffle. You get to pick them. But as a Signal Society member, moving forward, you get to win 2 raffles a month. We limit it to one win per month per person to keep it fair, to keep it even. But as a Signal Society member, you get to win twice. So that means that as an investment in the community, as an investment in the radio station, you also are investing in your ability to go see live music for free. You're also going to get a really snazzy t-shirt and a really cool ball cap sporting the Pirate Cat logo. You'll be able to kind of be in the know when you walk around town. You'll be able to kind of give people winks as you walk by when you see other Pirate Cat members in Los Gatos or Portland or Santa Cruz or wherever you may be. Or you'll be the cool kid that nobody knows what shirt you're wearing, right? That's always fun. And you'll also get the tickets that I talked about, and you'll also get discounts around town, and I tell you about those all the time. I personally am at Chromatic multiple times a week. I think it's a great part of the San Jose diaspora of businesses. We have a ton of things here in downtown Los Gatos. We're working to get you some more in Santa Cruz. Our station GM lives in Portland. I imagine he's trying to line up some Portland benefits as well for our Portland listeners. But all of those are reasons. And, of course, just supporting independent radio are reasons to join Pirate Cat Radio. So consider joining us today. We do need 200 new $20 a month Signal Society members. So please go to kpcr.org/join to see what those benefits are. You can always join at a higher level. If $20 is too much for you, we do have a $5 a month sustaining membership level. That would be great. And we also do accept gifts. So you can also go to kpcr.org/give if you do not want to be a sustaining member, if you want to just kind of chip in a little bit here or there. But with all of that said, I have to do not ad reads, but like PSA reads as well. And Denise was going to help me with that. So Denise, we got a couple more PSAs. Can you tell us what's going on around the community?
Sure can. The City of San Jose partners with We Hope, which operates the Dignity on Wheels program. It provides mobile showers and laundry service. For information about the program, visit wehope.org/DOW, that's DOW, -schedule. Call 650-779-5065 or send an email to info@dignityonwheels.org. Such an appreciated service for the community. Why we need you. The Trump administration is once again threatening funding for public and community radio. Stations like Pirate Cat Radio survive because of listener support, not commercials. Help keep us independent, weird, on the air, and expanding. Call 408-357-0330 or donate at kpcr.org/join. Stand with community media.
Thank you so much, Denise. And those digits, one more time, 408-357-0330. That is the direct studio hotline. You can call us at any time, and you'll hear the ring in the background, and I'll answer the phone. But the other thing you could do, no, we don't actually need to hear the ring in the background right now. But the other thing is you can't actually text that number. It just doesn't come to me in the studio. So someone will get to you eventually. If you do text us, if you want to text us as well, you can do that. If you have any questions or concerns or things like that. It just won't be me directly in the studio, but someone will get back to you. So, anywho, Dignity on Wheels, again, I'm glad we highlighted Dignity on Wheels. I think that that's really important for our community. Again, taking care of our brothers and sisters there, these shower tanks that go around to help our unhoused communities here in the South Bay. I think that's a really, really important thing that we do here. And again, kind of keeping with taking care of our brothers and sisters and being the America that's a magnanimous America and being an America that's an opportunity-driven America for all.
Magnanimous, not MAGA.
Correct. You know, on this 4th of July, we can sit here and talk about all of our problems, but I also want to highlight all of the things that we do well as a country. All the things that I think that we can be especially proud of here today on the 4th of July. And I think that independence and the actual ingrained belief that independence is of the utmost importance and is a founding principle of how we operate and what we do as a country is very important. And I think the idea of independence is to recognize that it's not just about what you can do, but it's also the responsibility to take care of the people around you, right? The independence is not independence from other people. The independence is not independence from interdependence. The independence is you have the ability to craft and make your own life of what you want it to be. You can do anything you want in this country, but that does not make you free from taking care of your brothers and sisters, being your brothers and sisters' keepers. That's a fundamental principle, independent of religion. That's a fundamental principle that this country was founded on. So I think today on the 4th of July, it's really important to reflect upon that. And Denise, do you want to talk to us about some of the things that you guys are doing with Together We Will? I know one of the things that we have going on right now is we actually, there's an ICE facility being built outside of Gilroy, correct? And has the organization done anything about that or towards that or to that end?
So let me give you a little bit of information about that. It actually is not yet being built, and it's a possibility that it will be stopped.
Okay.
One
That's
of the
good.
things that you can actually do to support, and the facility that would be built there is a processing center. So
Okay.
what you've got first is the processing center, and then it's in Dublin, which they're going to use an old women's penitentiary.
Okay.
Prison, sorry,
Yeah.
old-fashioned word there. Prison to then house the
Okay.
immigrants.
All right.
So processing and then detainment in Dublin.
Right.
Dublin's could go at any time. But you can, Siren, SIREN, is an organization, and on that, I'm going to get you that website.
Okay.
But on that organization's website, they are serving immigrants, and there is a petition to stop the processing center in Gilroy. People don't want it.
Right.
Most people do not want it.
So what is that petition? Who are we petitioning? Who is that petition actually petitioning?
That's a good
Do you
question.
know?
I think it's the city
Okay.
of Gilroy, because I
Okay.
don't. But I need to look at that and clarify that for you.
Okay.
Don't want to give you false information, but
Yeah.
definitely want to look up the website to give
Right.
the listeners the website.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy. You get on that website, you sign the petition to stop the processing center from being built.
Right. So I think that's really important, right? We, as a part of our community, we do have the ability to affect what is in our community, right? And in being the keepers of our brothers and our sisters and helping out those people. Do you want that facility in your backyard? Do you want that facility to exist, right? And we still have the ability to stop the inertia of what's going on that we don't like, right? So Denise is going to look that up for us, and we'll get that to you, if not this break, next break. But I think it's important to think that as Americans, we have the ability to affect the outcome. I think right now it feels like the deck is stacked and we can't do anything, but civic engagement is still important, and civic engagement can still change the tides of the conversation.
The website is sirenimmigrant.rights.com.
Okay.
.org.
Okay.
sirenimmigrant.rights.org.
Okay. So that sounds great. And if you want to do one thing today, if you're in the South Bay, that's one thing that you can do today, is to help out. So just think about it. But while you think about it, let me get you some tunes. Thanks for that information, Denise. You're listening to a very special Necktie Optional, only on Pirate Cat Radio.
I can't tell you what's worse. The message was terse. Outright white supremacist or American first. I think they both sell merch. The whole place feels a little bit cursed. It's like somebody else might have been living here first. Incels and sellers from a long line of failures. Underneath rumble umbrellas, daily wiring with the fellas. Chrome mag, hate cave dwellers. The tale is older than the tellers. The tale is older than old Yeller. The internet is incarnate, manifested, given birth. There's some spillage in a village not far from where I'm living here on earth. It's a disgrace to the natural state. There ain't much that ain't. Hey Bill, hey Billy, hey Sarah, hey Tom, hey Mike. Everything is constantly unlike anything you've ever seen before. Everything is greater than it's ever been before. Pardon the progress, hate is part of the process. Catastrophic nostalgia and delusions of freedom. I think we ate the last apple in the Garden of Eden. All the masks are off and they don't even try. They know that you know that they know, and they don't even mind it. All the masks are off and they're getting lazy. They think you're so damn stupid. They think you're so damn crazy. Killing people from a distance in an instant at the insistence of a president with a black belt gun to his head for the fun that he had in the dark ages. Pages and pages and pages and pages. They thought they'd get away with it. The minimum wage is outraged with it. Gonna burn someone at the stake for a fruit of the doom. Oranges and grapes. Hold on to your vapes, kids. Icicles and alligators and blood traders and purveyors of strange behaviors and masqueraders and masked invaders and layers and layers and layers. Be good to your God and be good to your bear. Take your aspirin and your roundup and say all of your prayers. All the masks are off and they don't even try. They know that you know that they know, and they don't even mind it. All the masks are off and they're getting lazy. They think you're so damn stupid. They think you're so damn crazy. Is hacked, is boiling and festering and stabbing itself in the back. Who here is surprised by that? Who here is blown aghast? If you want to know the future, simply look into the past. All the masks are off and they don't even try. They know that you know that they know, and they don't even mind it. All the masks are off and they're getting lazy. They think you're so damn stupid. They think you're so damn crazy.
Joined the army for money for college. Now I'm trading bullets for knowledge. Isn't quite what I bargained for. They didn't tell me there'd be no war. Thought of the adventure, I thought it would be cool. I could see the whole world and go back to school. But for 3 months I've been on this ship, staring at the water, what a lame ass trip. When I get the call, I gotta jump in a copter, flying to the desert, join into a slaughter. But you know that I'm a pacifist, shooting in the dark at a terrorist. I got those pre-invasion jitters. Ain't no traitor, ain't no quitter. Can't get into the helicopter. This ain't like PlayStation at all. Some of these guys out on this ship are so gung-ho war, you know, makes me trip. Got an illegitimate president, taking his word like it's heaven sent. I'm just a number in the war machine, lost my say when I was 17. I'm indigenous personnel, flying in a copter going straight to hell. La 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 la, got those pre-invasion jitters. Ain't no traitor, ain't no quitter. We could never stop the terror by adding fuel to its fire. What if I refuse to fight? Put me in the stockade overnight. You see, I have opened up my fist. In all war I shall resist. As it was is how it will be. Insanity for all humanity. Drop your guns, dance around. All sides now, let's have a hoedown. I got those pre-invasion jitters. Ain't no traitor, ain't no quitter. We could never stop the terror by adding fuel to its fire. In this violent power struggle, I just wanna love and snuggle. Could you define a terrorist? Give me the pen, I'm gonna make my list. George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr., Ronald Reagan and the corporate donors, CIA and the FBI, NRA and that Heston guy. Fundamentalist Christian plan, just as bad as the Taliban. Take the world for all they can, disregard the Muslim land. I got those pre-invasion jitters. Ain't no traitor, ain't no quitter. Can't get into the helicopter. This ain't like PlayStation at all. Well, what's the solution to the problem? Give me the answers, cause I ain't got them. Israel and Palestine, who are we to pick a side? We are not the world's police. Dropping bombs don't keep the peace. Shooting guns on foreign soil in this bloody quest for oil. I got this pre-invasion jitters. Ain't no traitor, ain't no quitter. You can never stop the terror by adding fuel to its fire. Thank you.
Well, you have it all, and you're still not happy, but you're comfortable while you're feeling crappy. We're all here waiting for the sky to fall. America, I love you. I'll meet you at the mall. We are all time travelers, going in one direction. The dead don't really care about your little indiscretion. Somebody's got to pay the cost. America, I love you, but sometimes you piss me off. We pay for our convenience, selling our hopes and dreams. Pass around those stories, things ain't what they seem. Conspiracies for the unemployed. America, I love you, but you make me paranoid. It's a cattle call, we're all enthralled with the galling sprawl and the speed of it all, hoping the income is greater than the expense. America, I love you, I still gotta pay my rent. Fill your belly till it's bursting, take your neighbors too. It's obvious the world was made just for the likes of you. We got a lot of friends we've never even met. America, I love you, but you still gotta pay your debt. just need a little work. Oh, somebody somewhere has to start. America, I love you. Sometimes you break my heart.
You are listening to Pirate Cat Radio, KPCRLP 92.9 FM Los Gatos, KMRTLP 101.9 FM in Santa Cruz, KVBE LP 91.1 FM in Portland, and online worldwide at kpcr.org. All right, so you just got done listening to America, I Love You by Forest Sun. Before that, we had the Pre-Invasion Jitters by David Dondero and Masks Off by Jesse Wells. Jesse Wells is kind of interesting. He's kind of making a footprint right now as this generation's Dylan, maybe. Not totally, but he's a folk singer-songwriter talking about the times, and you'd listen to Bob Dylan interviews from back in the day, and he's talking about how his words, the songs he wrote, have no meaning. So I don't know, maybe it's different, but it's interesting to play Jesse, and I thought that Jesse definitely needed to be on today's show for sure. But before I kind of get onto my soapbox and keep talking about all these other things, I need to tell you about what's going on in the community, as per usual, every 15. So Denise, can you tell us about what's going on?
KPCR thanks Ethos in Los Gatos and Capitola for supporting the Signal Society. Members receive 10% off all purchases. Join today at kpcr.org/join. It's more than a station. It's a lifeline. Pirate Cat Radio, KPCR 92.9 FM, KMRT 101.9 FM, KVBE 91.1 FM, Portland, are more than radio stations. We are a voice for independent music, local stories, and real-time emergency updates. But without public funding, community radio faces rising costs and fewer ways to serve. Your donation today keeps us strong, independent, and on the air when it matters most. Support Pirate Cat Radio. Visit donate.kpcr.org.
Thank you so much, Denise. So, that's one of the things you get for donating and being a part of the Signal Society is you get discounts around town. Ethos is great. They're actually right downstairs from where we are, and it's a refillable container store, and you can go get stuff for cheap around the house. And then, hey, if you're a Signal Society member, you save 10% off of that. Or if you like to dine out, we've got discounts at, why am I forgetting the name of the place?
Ethos?
The Bywater. The Bywater.
Bywater,
yeah,
too,
we've got 10%
Great
off
restaurant.
at Bywater. We've got 10% at Oak and Rye. We've got 10% at the frozen yogurt place next to Oak and Rye.
Yummy.
So, we've got discounts. Oh, we got 10% off at Icing on the Cake.
Are you kidding?
No.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Best bakery.
I know. So, you walk in and you want some treats, and then it's 10% off, right? How awesome is that?
Are they open today?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they might be closing anyways if they were open today.
Yeah.
So bakeries don't stay open late. That's not how they operate. All right. So Denise, do you want to tell us more about Together We Will?
Together We Will, sure. The website is twwlg.org. Together We Will Los Gatos is a branch of the nationwide Indivisible organization.
Right.
It's a group, it's talk about community and taking care of each other. It's a group of people who care about the causes of today, which is the minimalized people, marginalized people. I like that word. Marginalized people, and also all the corruption that's going on, the erosion of our Constitution. You can get involved by going to the website, and there are a multitude of activities to get involved in.
Okay.
Protesting,
Sure.
postcarding,
Yeah.
raising money to flip states from red to blue.
Yep.
Very interesting speakers. We had the woman from Siren come and talk about the ICE facilities that they're trying to either open or build.
So what it sounds like is it sounds like it's a repository for people to figure out how to get involved. Is that
yeah,
a good way to describe it?
Yeah, it's an entry point for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I went feeling very... Does anybody feel hopeless and helpless about what's going on right now?
I could imagine so.
I did.
Right.
And I went, and by golly, I had not worked in media since I was in my 20s. I'm in my 60s, and I got involved in a radio program.
How cool is that?
Yeah, just by walking in, and nobody else had any experience with the media.
Yeah.
I can't say I really had experience with radio much, but
That's okay.
Here I am.
Yeah. No, and you're doing great. And I think that, your involvement in our station when you guys do your special podcasts and special broadcasts are great. And I think it's, again, here at Pirate Cat Radio, we're platforming the community. And that's the thing is, maybe you don't know a lot about the demographics of your hosts, but there's a lot of millennials, there's a lot of Gen X people here, but we also have, some Gen Zs, that are hosts, and we also have some boomers. It's kind of, the thing is the demographic split is supposed to be inclusive of everybody, and we are, right? So I think that's one of the things that's cool about our radio station, and Denise is a great representation of that, and I think that, again, we're trying to just be involved, and we're also helping you figure out how you can be involved. Not necessarily, if radio's not your thing, you can still do things. You can be with Together We Will. You can go and protest. Like, where do you guys protest?
Well, we're protesting on Los Gatos Boulevard, right near the Trader Joe's. You would see a bunch of people standing outside with signs and music, and this morning we were dancing, and we were singing some of those old-time American
Nice.
American songs from like the Vietnam War era.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all singing together.
Okay, that's great.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you watched Forrest Gump, if you've listened to the Forrest Gump soundtrack over and over again, there's a lot of overlap between that movie and that soundtrack and a lot of the songs that were protest songs of the era, right? Like, it showcased a lot of the big ones at that time, and it obviously, if you know the movie, they talk about that journey, right? Like, Forrest does go and serve in Vietnam and things like that. So, anywho, besides the point. I think for the 4th of July, I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. I hope you're grilling, or you're with family, or with friends, or you've cracked a beer, or whatever. However you celebrate, you're getting ready for fireworks, I assume, right? I think everybody is getting ready for fireworks. But if you are with us, thank you for tuning in and understanding that this is just a civic discourse, right? We're just talking about who we are, the good and the bad and the ugly, and what we can do about it.
Talking's important.
Right.
To each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is my contribution. This is my 4th of July.
Thank you, Cody.
Of course. Thank you, Denise. It's
a love fest here.
But it's not just me, but we had Jacqueline. We had Dr. Dilworth on before me, and then we were going to have Nero and Chelsea Godds on after me, right? And they're, I'm sure, going to be just spitfires about everything that's going on. You think this show's political? wait till they get on air. But I think that it's really important to reflect upon who we are as a country and as a community. And this next set list is super varied, and I think it's really important to talk about. Protest isn't just from the 70s or the 60s. Protest is not just the complaining of the white people against the other white people. Protest is not just limited to singer-songwriters. You'll see this set list is very diverse. Protest is from all walks of life, from all corners, and the root of protest is wanting things to be better, right? We want things to be better for more people. We want more access. We want more equality, right?
Yep.
So stay tuned. Give these songs a chance. Talk to you on the other side. You listen to Necktie Optional, Pirate Cat Radio.
We don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. Jimmy's in the garage painting his masterpiece as the details of the daily school shooting play from the radio. He paints himself as a little kid staring at green grass with his first dog, Mr. Saxophone. Back when Jimmy wanted to be a baseball player,
before Mr. Saxophone got hit by a Buick. Well, that's when Jimmy learned to keep his dreams quiet and safe. People can't kill the things that they can't see. Tanya's in her room writing poems about the beauty of Michelangelo painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Well, all while he was being held financially captive by the Pope. When they're done, she likes to hang them up on the walls of her room. She likes to surround herself with beautiful things in a world that can be so cruel. And we don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. In the ever-growing chance of a nuclear event, take 4 deep breaths and relax. Yeah, sit back and watch the devastation as these threats and accusations rip through the hearts and the minds of generations. We're all starving for salvation, these desperate situations, trying to find some meaning in our devalued lives. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die. We're all starving for salvation in these desperate situations, trying to find some meaning in our devalued lives. And we don't want to die in their nuclear war. We don't want to die. We don't want to die in their nuclear war. No, we don't want to die.
Check, please. Hey! Sympathize. Two hands covering our eyes. Nostalgia kills. So burn your bill. It won't blow it. The open's prayer. Death to a charged rock star. Falling down. Story of a generation. New America. The new America. It's just in road. Yeah, new America. The profit good. Well, there goes our neighborhood. So hop the fence. You and your trip like the government on the internet. Sex is great. Just another rebel with all the cards. Our love was luck. My poetry sucks. I rhyme too much. New America. New America.
All right, you just got done listening to Lante from Ozomatli. Now, Lante means para adelante, which is move forward. It's a phrase you hear in marches around Latin America. Keep going, right? Before that, we had New America by KennyHoopla, which is actually a song I've played on my normal show, which, I think is a pretty great song. And then we started that off with Nuclear War from Micah Schnabel. I think that's how you pronounce that. Sorry, Micah, if I butchered that. But, we're just trying to get by here. And I hope you're having a nice 4th. And I'm having a nice 4th. Denise and I are having a great time just chatting it up here. But Denise wants to tell you about what's going on in the community. Denise, would you mind doing PSA reads for us here?
I would love to do that. Defending public media means fewer local artists on the air. Or defunding, not defending. We actually defend. Defunding public media. At Pirate Cat Radio, KPCR 92.9 FM, KMRT 101.9 FM, and KVBE 91.1 FM Portland. We champion local musicians and independent voices you won't hear on commercial radio. Playing their music requires paying licensing fees. Federal support helps cover these costs. Without it, stations like ours may be forced to cut music shows or drop licensed content. That means fewer new artists, fewer discoveries, and less music that reflects the real sound of our community. Support local music on local airwaves. Donate today at donate.kpcr.org. Dementia Caregiver Guide. Are you a dementia caregiver? Perhaps you care for your spouse, family member, or friend. Whoever it is, being a dementia caregiver can build relationships, but it can also test them. If you need help, request a free guide filled with tips on care planning and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Brought to you by the Dementia Society of America.
Thank you, Denise. And just as a brief whatever, I know I'm the disembodied voice on the radio. Maybe some of you know me, but most of you probably don't. I also serve as a caregiver on the side, and not a dementia caregiver, but a caregiver nonetheless. It is a hard life. It is a life of dedication. And I mean, again, talking about taking care of our brothers and sisters, I'm living that in my day-to-day. And I think that one of my crucibles has been asking for help. And it's very important that, we do have help. Again, we do have people willing to reach out to their brothers and sisters and help be their brothers and sisters keepers. So please, if that is relevant to you, please look that up. And that's the theme of our PSAs today. If you need help, we've got resources. But who also needs help? Pirate Cat Radio needs your help. We are independent radio, and we're here to play music and give you news updates and be a part of the culture and be a part of our community, but we cannot do that without your help, and that's why it's Pledge Drive season here on Pirate Cat Radio. So, for $20 a month, we need you to join the Signal Society and be a sustaining member. Now, I mean, we have multiple different levels, but we're looking to get 200 new members at the $20 a month level. And for $20 a month, you get all kinds of goodies. We've talked about the concert tickets, the shirts, the hats, the discounts around town. All those is great. But you also get the pride of knowing that your money is going to something you value. You know that your money is going to help stand up for independent media. It's to stand up for your community members. It's to make sure that we have sources that are not being tainted by fiduciary responsibility. Fiduciary responsibility, what's that? Fiduciary responsibility is a concept in business, and I'm sorry to mansplain this if you already know, but fiduciary responsibility is a concept in business that shareholder value is the most important thing, and you have to make your business decisions based on what's best for shareholder value. And you've seen that, where businesses make decisions that are not best long-term decisions because it will bump their shareholder prices the next quarter. And that happens quarter over quarter over quarter over quarter. And one of the problems we have in our society right now is that these businesses are not making long-term decisions. They're making decisions for the cap sheet for every quarter. We're not influenced by that here. We're doing what we want. We're doing what we love. And we don't have people influencing what we do or putting their thumbs on the scale because of the quote-unquote shareholder value. right? So, again, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your value is. Please visit us today, donate.kpcr.org. If you go to kpcr.org/join, that'll tell you specifically about the Signal Society levels. And if you go to kpcr.org/give, that'll tell you about the other forms of giving that you can also do. So please consider helping us out today. And we're bringing you very special programming. I don't know if you noticed, but like last Saturday, we did K-Gay, a day full of representation for our LGBTQIA brothers and sisters, right? That was great programming. This Saturday, we're doing stuff for America's 250th. This is special programming you're not going to get anywhere else. In my show, Necktie Optional, we're focusing on protest and talking about how we as Americans can reflect upon 250 years of the good, bad, and the ugly, and how we can make it better. And Denise has been here telling us about Together We Will, and other things about we can do around town and around society. And, we're trying to bring you independent thought and independent media. So please consider donating today. kpcr.org/join. Denise, do you have anything that you want to add to that?
I do. I think you said ideally you're looking for 200 members, $20 a month, right?
Correct.
I would also like to encourage, this is what I did because I so appreciate KPCR, and I appreciate that we have a platform for really talking about the important issues in our democracy today.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about it.
You're welcome.
You know
It's
that.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You can also give a chunk of money, and that chunk of money might be $25, or it might be $1,000, or it might be $500.
Right.
You can also do that. So,
and these donations are going to a nonprofit, so it is
That's
all
right.
tax deductible.
That is such a good point. It is tax deductible as well. So your dollar goes a long way. And when I made the donation, I got a very nice message from the station general manager saying, this goes a long way. So
Right.
we really appreciate you thinking about KPCR and keeping us on the air. And, the other thing you're talking about, caregivers, and I really appreciate that you do that. We've talked a little bit about that. Also, caregivers are isolated often.
Right.
And who is a companion?
Right.
Radio can be a companion.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, thank you for pointing that out. And that's the thing is, what we do here is we're trying to be representative of everybody in the community. We're trying to give everybody a voice, but also we're here for you, right? And it's not just, and what's cool about modern technology is we're not just here at our allotted times. Most of us record our shows. So you can listen to this again and again and again. And one of the cool new things about our website, we just revamped our website, kpcr.org. We just revamped it. We've got some really, really cool new things, including an amazing concert calendar that's telling you about all the stuff going on in all of our markets. However, really cool, I think, is now if you go to an individual show's page, it has the backlog of all of our shows. So it used to be that we'd have to tell you to go to RSS or whatever. We'd have to host it on different websites. But our station manager worked to build our website, so now that it's just directly there. So if you go to kpcr.org and look up Necktie Optional, you'll be able to see the backlog of all of my shows and just listen to them right there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool.
How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
So we're there for you 24/7, really, whenever you want, on demand. But we're also here live right now. Anyways, this has been a long break. I want to get back to the music. No, I mean, we're here for the music, right?
We're here for the
We're here for the music. So let's get back to the tunes. Thanks for listening to this very special episode of Necktie Optional, only on Pirate Cat Radio.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. Look out. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. I despise. 'Cause it means destruction of innocent lives. War means tears to thousands of mothers die when their sons go out to fight and lose their lives. I said war. Good
undertaker. Oh, war has shattered many a young man's dreams, made him disabled, bitter and mean. Life is much too short and precious to spend fighting wars each day. War can't give life, it can only take it away. Oh, war! Good God, y'all.
What is it good for?
Absolutely.
Nothing.
Say it again.
War.
Oh, Lord.
What is it good for?
Absolutely.
Nothing.
Listen to me.
War.
It ain't nothing but a heartbreaker.
War.
Friend only to the undertaker. Please love and understand and tell me here's not no place for them today. They say we must fight to keep our freedom, but Lord knows there's got to be a better way. Oh, wow, God, y'all.
What is it good for?
You tell them. Say it, say it, say it, say it.
War.
Good God, now.
What is it good for?
Stand up and shout it.
Nothing.
It ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. Oh, friend only to the undertaker.
She stands tall and waits for you. Judgment's been passed. She's got one job to do. You're outnumbered, you're outclassed. She'll grant you something that you fought with every breath, and it'll come just like that. Equality in death. Some say she does it all too fast, that certain feelings ought to last, but we'll forego the hurt to get you in the dirt. The blade of justice, long and lean, blindfold off, taking the scene. You never saw her coming, guillotine. She is made of wood and grace. She is built of steel and rage. Now you finally know your place, on your knees, center stage. She's pitiless and pristine. I know she'll never turn on me, but if she does that fine machine, I'm gonna go with dignity. The way she cuts a 45 is something that must be seen live. The limo stuffed with heads of state. The blade of justice, long and lean. I got a list fit for a queen. You never saw her coming, guillotine. Woo! Yeah. All right.
In the morning when I spread my oaky butter, I pretend I'm not an angry sour dude. By the time I eat my taters, I'm a brazen alligator, lackadaisically devolving in my mood. Haphazardly I drove to Tallahassee, specifically to murder Elon Musk. But my aging engine angrily exploded before I got there. Now my life feels like a smoking wicker husk. I'm gonna hoist that guillotine. We gotta get him off the scene. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans. I commandeered a mule to California, and squinting in the hazy, sagey bright, caught a sailboaty notion to proceed along the ocean with the lurid fires raging to my right. At Menlo Park we took on reinforcements, an awe-inspiring cavalry of nerds. And along with Tilda Swinton and some inmates from San Quentin, went to settle our accounts with Zuckerberg. We're gonna hoist that guillotine. We gotta get him off the scene. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans.
I'll take it, Sheriff. Roger Miller's my dad.
These cumbersome, incalculable failures, these grifters who have hitched us to a screen. I would pay 1,000,000 pesos to dispatch old Jeffrey Bezos or eject old Daniel Ek into a stream. We're gonna hoist that guillotine. We gotta get them off the scene. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans. We gotta get them off the scene. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans. Them billionaires ain't worth a hill of beans.
Beans. I mean, we never had a song that.
All right, you just got done listening to Hoist the Guillotine by Carsie, Blanton, and the Burning Hell. Before that, you heard Guillotine by Brendan Hines, and before that, you heard War by Edwin Starr. Let me be clear, I am not advocating violence. However, the whole idea is that in the French Revolution, there were a lot of people who decided to get rid of the rich, and we are kind of at a tipping point here in the United States where we do have an oligarchy, right? And we have too many people that have too much money, and we're not getting enough of it. You know what I mean? Like the systematic destruction of the middle class has been detrimental to the United States over the last 30 to 40 years. So we are seeing that right now, and that's where we are. But before we get into the political soapbox, we've got a couple of announcements for you. We do need to talk about tickets. I forgot to mention the shows we have tickets to. So we have tickets to, on July 17th, we have tickets to go see Bob Moses and Cannons at the Greek Theater. On July 18th, we have tickets to go see Rainbow Kitten Surprise and Spacey Jane at the Greek Theater. And on July 19th, we have tickets to go see, who is it? Young the Giant and the Cold War Kids at the Greek Theater. All those are awesome shows, right? How do you get tickets to those shows? Well, we have a raffle, right? You go to our website, kpcr.org/giveaways, and anybody can do this. You don't have to be a Signal Society member. Anybody can do this. You go to our website, you look at our concert calendar, and you find concerts you want to go to. You click on it, you fill out a Google form, and you're entered to win. It's that simple, right? And I don't think a lot of people do it, so if you do it, you've got a pretty good chance of winning. However, if you become a Signal Society member, you can just skip the raffle altogether. If you become a Signal Society member at $20 a month for our pledge drive to keep radio weird, you can actually just cherry pick tickets. You get to pick one pair of tickets to any show that you want. You also get to win 2 of those raffles a month instead of 1 a month, and you get discounts around town. You get a hat, you get a shirt, and believe it or not, you get the satisfaction of knowing that your tax-deductible gift is going to support the values that you espouse in your day-to-day life by listening to Pirate Cat Radio. So, consider joining us today. kpcr.org/join to see the different Signal Society member levels. Signal Society is our sustaining membership. Or go to kpcr.org/give to see what other kinds of giving you can do here to help us out on the station. So I'm going to throw it to Denise here. So we're going to do another community update. How you doing over there, Denise?
Good. I want to say something, though, about the French Revolution.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Okay. This is interesting because this morning at our protest, this sign was there. It was a No King sign, and it says, "We know this Frenchman. It's actor Victor Hugo." You know Victor Hugo, of course. Famous Frenchman from the Revolutionary times.
Yeah.
"It suits me to be with the peoples who die. I pity you for being with the kings who kill."
Yeah.
Station announcement. Multnomah County Mental Health. Multnomah County has mental health safety net services available for all residents that will connect you to urgent mental health and crisis care, as well as programs to help those with serious mental health issues. Get help now by calling 503-988-4888 for free, confidential support 24/7, or visit www.multco.us/services/mental-health-services.
That was a mouthful. Thanks for that, Denise.
Pirate Cat Radio is built and run by volunteers like Cody and me. We do the programming, editing, tech, and outreach. We produce original shows like Cold War Happy Hour, Salt Lake Dirt, and Brave Space, and Necktie Optional, our favorite one. But staying on the air takes more than time. It takes funding. Support local voices. Join the Signal Society at kpcr.org/join or call 408-357-0330.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Denise. That was great. So, we've got 15 more minutes before we hand it off to Nero Nava and Chelsea Gods, and I'm sure that they've got some great stuff coming up for you tonight. And then we have, I'm blanking on it, I think it's DJ Pixie from the 6 to 8 time slot as well. So we've got an 8-hour block of original programming here for you today on July 4th, celebrating 250 years of independence. And I've got at least one more block of songs for you before I get out of here. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to time it up here in a little bit as best we can. But check me out, kpcr.org. We've got my backlog of podcasts. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Necktie Optional. Thanks for listening today. Stay safe. Don't blow off any fingers tonight. You listen to Pirate Cat Radio.
sight. The boss is godlike. Conditioned workhorses park at a stoplight. Seasoned vets with their feet in nets. A stone's throw away from a rock fight, but not tonight. Feed 'em death.
Here comes another ration. Cause they're the finest in the nation. But it's something that they beat 'em with. It's freedom or it's death. Let them eat more. Let them eat more. That's how to ration the poor. Let them eat more. Let them eat more. There's an urgent need to feed.
America's a pyramid scheme, and you ain't at the top. Your demonization of those different than you is not just a cottage industry in America, but an honest-to-goodness American value. The foundation of this country is rooted in slavery and genocide, born in the bosom of colonialism. Go!
All right, you just got done listening to Testify by Rage Against the Machine and Let Them Eat War by Bad Religion. I unfortunately just walked into and stepped all over Dead Pioneers with Tired. That's a great song that I highly recommend you check out on your own time. But I want to make sure that I get my last two songs in before we transition out to Nero and Chelsea Gods. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to Necktie Optional. And thanks for listening to Pirate Cat Radio. For Denise and Cody, have a great one. This is Necktie Optional. Thanks for listening.